Hey Taurus, this is wishkotheferret. Thanks for joining me in one of my hidey holes around the city because the ferret den is under construction. But we are still keeping things warm, we're still keeping things cozy where we're at, and we're going to get started here with a reading for you for April 10th to the 16th for that week. So, as always, Taurus, drop into your heart space, let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you, which messages are for others. I'm going to say my prayer while you do that. So I always want to make sure you're staying connected to your intuition during these readings. So thank you, Archangel Michael, for stepping forward and cloaking me in your protective energy. Thank you for keeping the ick out. Thank you for filtering out the ick within my own energy field. Thank you, Archangel Metatron, for assisting in clearing my vibes so that we can pull from the highest love, straight from truth, straight from source, straight from love, to pull out the information that will serve Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anyone who happens to be coming across this message and is in need of a little pick-me-up. Thank you for helping me channel information for their highest good and their highest timeline, and something that will serve them right now. Thank you, angel guides. Thank you, spirit team, for coming forward and explaining to me which cards just fell out and what's going on. Because as soon as I split the deck, that happened. So we already have stuff, Taurus, here. So you have... Because like these cards came out suddenly, so I'm going to go to Astro Dice to help me focus in on something. Oh boy. You have some unexpected life events occurring right now. You have something unexpected occurring right now, Taurus. And the reason I say unexpected is because you have Uranus and you also have Scorpio on your Astro Dice, which Scorpio is pulling up issues of... fears. It's pulling up a lot of your fears. It's pulling up a lot of your there's like something here that's like controlling or possessive in nature. That's usually like what the sign of Scorpio brings. It's also like very intense or passionate feelings. Like on the other side, it could be highly romantic. I'm hearing something that's highly romantic and highly spiritual, or something that is like a very strong, intense pull. So this is manifesting in your 7th house. So this could have been in your romantic partnerships. It could have been in your business partnerships where there was somebody who there was some type of intense either breakthrough, or there was like intense or passionate intentions, not necessarily in a romantic light. But there's something here that you felt guided to, or there's something here that was ignited between you and somebody else or some other partnership. But something unexpected came up, or even if this isn't somebody in your current energy, this could be something that you have, like a sudden realization that you've had recently about, you know, your love or your relationships or your one-on-one partnerships with other people. This could have been something that has come to light. So you have the Wheel of Life here. I do feel like it's an unexpected change just because we have the Wheel of Life card here. It says, I am guided by the cycles of life and live in complete harmony with them. So in my part of the hemisphere, I'm in the northeastern hemisphere of the United States, so we are undergoing a season change right now, and perhaps you are in a part of the world right now where there are seasons changing. I love this card because it's very beautiful, but it also shows a lot of like the power of yin, the power of yang, solar and lunar energy. This is like spring, summer, winter, fall, all 4 seasons grouped together. And we even have like creation, destruction. We have the dark and the light here. There's just so much to be said about this card. There's just everything comes and goes in cycles, which is the lesson of this card. And although you have an understanding of this, perhaps there is like, I'm just feeling a sense of turbulence at this time. I keep seeing this symbol is sticking out to me strongly in this card. I really feel like there's some type of something that is like being destroyed and something that's being created. There's just something here with the creation and the destruction of something. This doesn't quite, again, I am not like bringing up, I have to stop myself from like pulling up like the tarot just yet because I didn't start shuffling and pulling anything. It's giving me some type of tower vibes, but the tower isn't always deconstructing and reconstructing. I'm really just getting the sense that whatever this is, you are rebuilding a thought pattern or a belief, or there's something here that like something unexpected has occurred, and in this passing moment you are kind of sitting with it like, okay, well, now I have to get through this. I have to work through this energy. There is something working with you at this time, and there are nature spirits working with you, actually. I respect all of nature's elemental beings and help preserve life on Earth. I feel like there are just elemental beings around. If you're somebody who's very closely tied to nature, you could be very affected by the cycles of life. So like the cycles of the environment, or like when the seasons change, it's almost like you feel the pressures of the seasons upon you. And this has less to do with like time constraints. If you're somebody who is a very high goal setter and you really focus on, oh, by summer I'm going to do this, by winter I'm going to do this, it feels like you work with the seasons, or you have an energy that adapts to the seasons. So perhaps springtime does, at least in my part of the world, just as an example, it's springtime, so it supercharges me to want to do other things, to create, to start new things, to start new habits. And everybody has different points for this cycle. I know for some people, even though spring happens, like our new year starts towards the end of winter in January. Or no, that's like the middle of winter, January. So I don't know why I said that, but because March is spring. But for us, January marks the start of the new year, and a lot of people feel that energy around the new year wanting to create. But other people who go with like the changes of the seasons, if they are living in my part of the world, some of them might say, oh, well, when I feel the weather start to warm up, that's when I feel like I want to start creating things. You have something here that you wish to create, and nature spirits are here to guide you and help you. These are like, you're fostering your care in the elementals, or like the elementals around you are helping you nurture your connection with the earth so that they can also better serve you. It's almost like you're helping each other. I just get this very like, some of you are feeling kind of very non-committal about it. I just heard the word non-committal, or perhaps you haven't committed to a solid practice on the earth yet. But it seems like Spirit's kind of coming through and saying, okay, well, if this is you, and if you're feeling kind of meh, like you understand, like you feel a pull to nature and you're not really doing anything about it. Okay, so I'm hearing for some of you, disregard this message if that's the case. For others of you, if you are feeling like you want to kind of abide by this, you don't have to work specifically with the nature spirits. But I do feel like for some of you, for about a small part of like a small portion of you, I feel like working with the seasons is going to be beneficial for you, because it's almost like you're following the cycles of nature here. So if leaves are falling and if things are starting to die all around you, then perhaps you might want to lock it up, start letting go of things, and kind of go into your own little hibernation mode so that you can kind of take the things that you've manifested and sit with them. If things are springing to life, or if nothing's really changing at all, and all of a sudden, or I just feel like there's like a change in the environment, like even if it's like currently like winter for you, and then all of a sudden there was just this huge snowstorm or windstorm recently, I feel like that alone can make you feel kind of restless, or give you some type of a I don't want to say an impulsivity, but it could give you some sort of feeling of momentum to go do something with it. Like nature might influence you more than you realize, and Spirit's kind of like, hey, wake up, pay attention. Like it's kind of like, wake up, pay attention. Take a look outside your window and see how the weather is affecting you. But working with those cycles of life, and for some of you, working with nature spirits is very important. Again, you don't have to pray to these specific deities. You don't have to leave out offerings or anything like that. Like you do whatever is appropriate for your culture and in your studies, and like in accordance with your spiritual beliefs. But these elemental things are helping you. These nature spirits are coming forward and they are helping you, so that you can help the earth, and so that the earth can help you, so that you can help the physical world around you, and then so they can also return the favor. You also have here transformation. I journey within to meet my higher self and find true happiness. So again, you're kind of undergoing this shift at this time. So as the world is shifting, you are also shifting as well. Perhaps you're somebody, for whatever reason, I feel like you are also very affected by life events. I don't know if some of us in this group could be empathic, but if there's something major going on in the world that is brought to the attention of the globe, I feel like you're somebody who could be heavily impacted by that energy in a positive or negative way. But I feel like it promotes some type of change within you, and it makes you want to go out and help, or it makes you want to serve, or it makes you want to, it's almost like for some of you, I hear the words like, I cannot condone your actions, or like it's something like that happens that you don't agree with and that you want to fight for it, or there's some type of, for some of you, it could be advocacy. But either way, like there's something in the world right now that is causing some type of transformation within you. Perhaps this is like a shift for some of you. I know that like, for whatever reason around this time, love has been coming through on some of the readings because of like from the start of spring, because a lot of people like when they want to manifest and they start like when springtime is here, perhaps it's an evolutionary thing, but people seem to want to like go out, and if they're single, they want to find a mate. And if they have a mate, then they want to, relish in the romantics and, indulge in that. Not everybody does, but there's something here about wanting to find a passionate romance too. For some of you who are looking, there is something here about wanting to manifest that. And it's almost like you are undergoing a transformation in order to hold some of these manifestations that you wish to create for yourself. Let's see what else Spirit has for you, Taurus. We're pulling from the Spirit Animal deck by Colette Baron-Reid. See what else we got here. Hi there. No. Okay, so two things. One, you have Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. One of my guides is actually an eagle, so I feel like for some of you, there is an eagle spirit around you that is acting as a guide, that is helping lead you in it's almost like it's teaching you how to be strong and independent and blazing your own trail, because bald eagles actually, eagles just in general fly alone, they fly solo. So perhaps you are learning to embrace yourself and your character before you move forward, but you are also trusting in Spirit. The Eagle Spirit, the particular message with this card is trusting that Spirit will, when you take that leap of faith, Spirit will catch you. You basically are like, that one song that's coming to mind. I could fly. Sorry, hang on. I could fly higher than an eagle if you are the wind beneath my wings. Like, that's what I feel like that's coming to mind right now. So like, Spirit will be the wind beneath your wings as you soar with them. So this is exactly kind of what this card is saying, is like I can fly higher than an eagle if like they are the eagle that is supporting you. So Spirit has your back, and you are trusting that this week. You also have Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. Oh, that's so interesting how we talk about flying high and then all of a sudden take a deep dive. You will fly high by taking the deep dive within yourself. The Swan Spirit is always looking in the reflection that it's casting in the pool, so that it could look at the darker parts of itself and learn to embrace and accept those. But there are just some things that need to be worked through. So again, you have Scorpio in your dice, and again, while those are very passionate, intimate feelings that a Scorpio often deals with, there is a lot here to manifest in terms of there's a lot, like, in order to bring some of your manifestations up to the surface, in order to create things to your fullest potential, you'll need to kind of sort through some of the energy that's shifting and changing within you during this transformation. The Swan Spirit is going to be helping you sort through these energies so that you can embrace more of your shadow side and kind of help you come back to the surface. Like, you'll dive deep and then you'll come back to the surface with your energy having already shifted thanks to the Swan Spirit. So I'm also going to pull from the Mediumship training deck by John Holland and Lauren Rainbow. And when I use medium from this deck very in a very flexible way, this could be just your connection with Spirit. You don't have to be pursuing mediumship at this time. But you have here, what came out for you is the card Flower Power. And I'm just going to read the back because these are different. They're kind of like tips and tricks on like different things to work on when you're embracing your mediumship and when you're training yourself to connect with spirit. So again, use this however it applies and however you see fit. Flowers have a gentle way of touching our heart, our memories, and our soul. Their colors, shapes, fragrances, and beauty all provide hope and a sense of heartfelt inspiration. Flowers are capable of holding energy. Did you know that you can do a reading by holding a flower? It's important to experiment with different techniques when it comes to the development and unfoldment of your spiritual abilities. Flower clairsentience is another form of psychometry, like the practice of using items infused with someone's energy. But in this case, you're holding one of nature's beautiful living creations instead of a watch or a ring or so on. Flowers are very sensitive and can easily absorb the energy of the person who has been holding them, enabling you to feel the energy that passed between two living things. Let's give this a try. Get a small group together, tell everyone to bring a flower. Ask each person to take a few moments being totally still, infusing the flower with their energy. I'm seeing that you don't need a group for this. The image that they're showing me is quite literally this one of somebody going out in nature, just a beautiful person going out in nature, picking up a flower and holding it close to their nose and smelling it. Quite literally, just like feeling the energy of plants and flowers. That could be a gift that you have. Let me continue on. Everyone should then place their flower in a vase that you've placed in another room. You, the medium, must not know who brought which flower until the exercise is completed. Choose a flower and begin the reading. You may receive psychic information or a spirit loved one for the person. One single flower can act as a way to open the door to the spiritual realms. So every flower, in this sense, like there's the kind of like to extend this message further, every flower does carry its own distinct energy. So I feel like you can connect with very distinct beings with these flowers. I feel like you can give flowers to people, and not like to like be like, you know, be sneaky psychic or anything, but like if somebody gives you flowers, then perhaps you could, like, it has the signature of whoever gave you those flowers because their intent is poured into that gift for you. So that is something else too. Like, and again, this isn't meant to, if you are operating from a state of fear rather than love, then your psychic information will play on fears and perhaps not be as accurate if you're not acting in love. So if you are, for example, if you're trying to use psychometry or like your abilities from a space of fear and you are like holding on to something because you're like, oh my gosh, this is an example, I'm afraid that this person is cheating, let me hold, like, you know, their phone or something, and then try to see if that's happening, that's not the way to go about it, because you will probably get psychic information that feeds into those fears even if it might not be accurate. So again, when you're operating from a state of fear, like, again, you really got to use it carefully. But I feel like for you, I feel like this message applies specifically to people who love flowers, who love nature, who really do stop to smell the flowers, maybe in somebody's garden. I just can't help but feel like you're just getting information through nature. I don't know. I feel like it's not even just like your connection to other people here in this world, but I do feel like this is like flowers hold energy for you. Perhaps you're somebody that loves to receive flowers too. I feel like your connection with flowers or nature or even houseplants or something like that, some form of nature helps, like they help guide you. I know that's kind of like a weird thing, but it's almost like your guides help channel things through these pieces of nature into you, and that's kind of your gateway. That's your channel to higher wisdom. I mean, it's all found within us and we don't technically need other tools, but there's something very special here about, you know, holding on to a piece of nature. My ear just popped as I said that, so I'll leave it at that. Let's see what your tarot has to say here. See what's going on for you, Taurus, and then we'll roll the angel dice and send you on your way. What else do we have here? Okay, fine, hang on. No, I won't pull that. Just try to come out with somebody else. Keep your distance from people who are not fitting in with your energy at this time. That's like immediately the thing that comes to mind. You have the King of Swords. You have very good judgment right now, Taurus. I feel like you have very strong decision-making skills. You have a very level mind, and you have the ability to wield this sword in your space. Your words can be cutting deep into somebody right now. With the Five of Swords, you are watching your words, you're minding your words. This is a card of conflict with others around us. I feel like it's almost like you're trying to I just heard you're makeshifting a solution right now. or somebody's makeshifting a solution, or that spirit is trying to kind of, not hodgepodge, I think they're really doing the best that they can, but they're trying to bring peace and harmony, and they're kind of trying to level out the playing field because things have almost been a little bit rocky between you and some other people or some other energies. If not with other people, I feel like this is a fight with yourself. This could be a fight with, like, I feel like for whatever reason it's a fight with a past self. Like you're thinking about the person you used to be and you're struggling to come to terms with kind of slaying that old self, or there's a feeling of shame that you're carrying with that old self, and it's almost like you were trying to slash the sword through it. But really what the swan spirit is encouraging you to do is embrace that, because the Five of Swords always pops up when there is conflict, and when something's not quite in alignment with our love and our truth. Again, this could be somebody who is negative to us. Like every time the Five of Swords pops up, there's always a word that comes up in my mind that says unnecessary. Like, this is unnecessary. We can communicate. We can use our words like adults. I don't understand why, like, people have to be so mean. Like, you know, it's kind of one of those things. And I do feel like giving your perspective and giving the gift of gratitude and grace will help serve you well, because you also have the Six of Pentacles. I do feel like this is you kind of giving your energy. I wouldn't say giving it away in high amounts. I feel like you have an abundance right now. Just watch that you're not giving away too much, but I feel like you are very... I feel like, so I'm hearing that for some of your energy healers, and you're very concerned with where you're putting your energy, and I feel like because you have, like, your energy is limitless. Like when you channel, like Reiki should never be draining you, first of all, or like when you are giving giving joy and abundance to other people, it should not be draining you, because then perhaps you're giving to the wrong sources. So maybe watch where you're giving your energy this week, Taurus. Because some people might just be taking from you. I just don't really like this Five of Swords here, and it's not like warning. This is something that happened already. This is something that you're already aware of. And again, if this is not you, disregard this message. It's not for you. This feels like either it could be a combination of others and yourself, of just like things not aligning, and then it's almost like there's a little bit of friction between you and somebody else. But I would just I'm not going to say ignore it, but I think it is present for a reason. I do say, like, sometimes when this card pops up, I get annoyed because I'm like, this is unnecessary, but usually these things happen when something is meant to be brought to our attention, about, like, something is meant to be brought up within ourselves. So sometimes the other person comes along with a differing perspective or a different way of viewing life, and even though we don't agree, it's jarring. It might cause like an argument, or something could be very noisy and disruptive, like this motorcycle revving outside of this window here. It could be something that is kind of not, it feels like it's not serving you. Waiting for it to, yep. Okay, it went away. You see, I was loud and disruptive. But you see how I didn't let it affect me though. I just simply stopped and waited and then let him go. I wasn't trying to speak louder to talk over the motorcycle. I just let it pass. And I feel like it is meant to bring up whatever this friction that is present, it is meant to bring up something within you that perhaps you need to shine a light on and look at closer. Not saying you are the problem or that anything is your fault. It's just causing you, usually when there is some type of friction, it causes us to look and see, well, what is the problem? And then when you're looking closer, that is when we discover things about ourselves that we didn't know before. So this information sometimes is necessary in order to move forward. And I just heard from Spirit, quiet the mind. So quiet the mind, maybe get into a meditative state and ask Spirit for their assistance so that you can help channel their wisdom and guidance. Perhaps go out in nature and do this, because again, I feel like this is a nature loving group. So anything on the angel dice for us? We have 9, 5, 8. I'm pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. You are surrounded by supreme protection. Sorry, let me try that again. You are surrounded by supreme protection and are being encouraged to know that you are safe even if things get bumpy. What did I just say? Okay. There may be some turbulence at this time, but soon everything will be smooth once more. Oh, what was I just saying, y'all? Friction. Something
something's off happening, some type of friction, bringing something up from within. Okay, let me say it one more time just because I always say this message twice. You are surrounded by supreme protection and are being encouraged to know that you are safe even if things get bumpy. There may be some turbulence at this time, but soon everything will be smooth once more. With that, Taurus, thank you so much for tuning into this message and this channel. Thank you so much for allowing me to channel Spirit's wisdom from your angel guides, your spirit team. Thank you so much to them. Thank you so much to my entities on the other side for guiding us all. I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'll see you next time.